Welcome. My name is Peter Strong. I am a professional psychotherapist specializing in the treatment of anxiety and depression and also addictions using mindfulness therapy. So if you'd like to talk to a therapist online and you like the mindfulness therapy approach, then please contact me and we can schedule a Skype therapy session. All my therapy sessions are via Skype. It's very important that you use Skype or FaceTime so that you can see each other. If you can see each other, then the communication will be much better, and is really just as good as meeting a therapist in person, especially if you are interested in an approach like mindfulness therapy that's focused on teaching you practical ways of working with your anxiety and depression or other emotional conditions yourself. This is the focus really of mindfulness therapy. It's about empowering you, giving you the tools to work with difficult emotions that need healing. And I will teach you during our online therapy sessions how to use mindfulness to promote healing of anxiety, depression, and other forms of emotional suffering. So the mindfulness approach is really one of building conscious attention around the emotions that are bothering you. It's about turning towards your anxiety or depression rather than trying to run away from them. The avoidance reactions are quite natural and common, but unfortunately, if you avoid emotional pain, it cannot heal. And so, since our mission is to heal anxiety or depression, we must generate more conscious awareness around the emotions that are in pain. We effectively see those emotions as being what they really are, which is mental objects. They are habits that get triggered and appear in the mind when they are triggered as mental objects. And we learn to relate to them in that way as mental objects instead of becoming identified with them. So we do this by meditating on our emotions. We place them as the primary object of our meditation, so they become an object of our meditation. And this reinforces our freedom from reactive identification with those emotions. If you are able to observe them, then that position of being the observer is free from the emotion. It's not conditioned by it. It's like being able to observe a fire means that you are free from being burned by that fire. Or if you can observe a poisonous snake or other poisonous animal, if you observe it, you're conscious of it, then it cannot hurt you. Its power to hurt you is a product of not seeing, the absence of consciousness, where it becomes habitual. And that's the main mechanism behind emotional suffering, whether that's anxiety or depression or anything else. It's habitual in nature. It becomes established as a conditioned habit. So our first job is to see that habit clearly and restore consciousness to it, because habits cannot thrive when they are illuminated by conscious awareness. they begin to lose strength. So that's the first step in mindfulness therapy and the mindfulness therapy approach. It's learning to build this conscious relationship with your emotions where you are the observer and the emotion becomes the object. The second approach that we cultivate when we're meditating on our emotions is the response of compassion. So this is taught in a very specific way in the mindfulness therapy system that I have developed over the years. This is a process whereby we develop compassion towards that specific emotion itself as an object. It's rather like the relationship between a parent and a child. You can think of the emotional object as being like a child. It's conditioned, it has limited consciousness, and it's not very good at healing its own pain. It requires its parent to help in that healing. So we establish this same kind of relationship with our emotions, with our anxiety, with our depression, with the inner critic, if that's operating, with grief, with sadness, with anger, with negative thoughts, whatever form that emotional suffering takes, we need to establish consciousness around it, that's mindfulness, and we respond with compassion to that emotion, helping the emotion heal itself. One of the primary methods that we employ for healing emotion, besides establishing this relationship like a parent and child, which is of course very healing in itself, is by developing awareness of the imagery that is behind the emotion. So all emotions are based around imagery. How large is the anxiety? What color is it? What position does it have in your visual field? Do you see it above you? Many people describe their anxiety or depression as being overwhelming or weighing heavily on them. So this is visual language, and it reflects the inner imagery of the emotion. So seeing that imagery is very important, because once you see it consciously, then you can help it change. When the imagery changes, the emotion changes. And this actually is the primary mechanism through which emotions heal naturally. In our mindfulness work, we're simply speeding up this natural healing process. When an emotion heals, it will become smaller. It will move to a lower level in your visual field. It will become less intense in color, becomes faded, becomes more distant, and so on. So we explore in our response of compassion how to help that emotion heal itself. And this way we train the emotion to heal and resolve itself. And these resolution pathways, as they are called, become established as new habits, but habits that are positive and lead to well-being, rather than the reactive habits that simply feed the fire of anxiety or depression. So, if you're interested in mindfulness and the mindfulness approach for healing emotional suffering, and you'd like to schedule online therapy with me, then please contact me and we can schedule an online therapy session at a time that works for you. I see people throughout the world. All you need is a good internet connection and a quiet place for your sessions, and then we can begin. So please contact me. Thank you.